I got a little drive here, so I figure we'll have a little chat. So let's talk about immigration and customs enforcement. So ICE wants to locate somebody, right? Well, they're not just knocking doors anymore. They are using data. Okay. This isn't about conspiracy. It's never about conspiracy. You know, I only tell you fact. And this is about systems and infrastructure. And today, I'm going to break down the real technologies that Immigration Customs Enforcement uses right now to locate people legally, digitally, and operationally. So let's start with the data. Okay. ICE does not start with boots on the ground anymore. They start with databases. The Department of Homeland Security operates within a massive data sharing environment. It includes ident and HART, look them up, their biometric systems, NCIC criminal databases, state DMV records, visa overstay databases, CBP entry exit records, all that. If you've ever been fingerprinted, you crossed the border, you applied for a benefit somewhere, you've been arrested, or you're in removal proceedings ever, there's a digital footprint. Now, modern enforcement is about correlating that footprint. It's not about chasing people randomly. A little bit more about that biometric infrastructure. So biometrics are central to this, okay? DHS uses fingerprint, facial recognition, and increasingly uses data. When someone is arrested by local law enforcement in certain jurisdictions, fingerprints will go to the FBI, then the FBI shares that with DHS, and then ICE can receive automated notifications. This is often called interoperability, okay? No agent is needed to run the name manually. The system will flag it for them. Facial recognition also plays a big role, especially through federal and state partnerships. ICE has previously contracted with vendors that aggregate DMV photo databases in some states. Now, that means identity verification can happen through image comparison, not just paperwork. And then there's the commercial data brokers. So that's where they come in. This is where it gets interesting. I, like many federal agencies, has used commercial data brokers. These companies collect things like utility records, address histories, phone numbers, device data, public records, subscription data, as much stuff as they can, really. And instead of subpoenaing everything individually, agencies can just purchase this stuff through data sets and they can circumvent it altogether. This is legal under current federal procurement practices. So if somebody opens utilities, registers a car, gets a new phone plan, applies for credit, any of that, that data can enter commercially, like commercially available databases. Okay. This is not unique to ICE only. It's just part of modern data economy. It's going to happen more and more, but it absolutely changes enforcement dynamics. There's also location and device data. This is what I cover a lot on my channel. There have been reports of DHS components purchasing location data derived from mobile advertising in identifiers. Okay. And then in addition to that, cell tower records with proper legal process that can result in things, pin register, trap and trace tools, old school stuff, call detail report, social media, geotagging. These are all tools that within federal investigative authority when they're legally authorized. But an important distinction here is there is a difference between administrative enforcement and criminal investigations. The legal thresholds are widely different. Also, there's social media and open source monitoring. They do this a lot. ICE has used open source intelligence tools. That includes monitoring public social media posts. It includes location tag, public live streams, event attendance, like you go to a protest, public business filings. This is not hacking. This is scraping and monitoring publicly available information. And then many agencies will use third-party platforms to aggregate the data into searchable dashboards. If something is public, it can be indexed. That's just the reality of it. They also have partnerships with local agencies. Okay. Enforcement does not just happen in isolation. Programs like 287G agreement, information sharing with local jails, joint task forces, all that allows ICE to receive data when individuals enter local custody. This is where many location events originate through routine interactions. And then there's financial and administrative trails. So people underestimate administrative footprints, in my opinion. That's things like address updates, tax filings, court records, business registrations, benefit applications, and then that creates traceable updates. And then the modern enforcement model is this: correlate administrative data to confirm it and then execute it. It's intelligence-led enforcement. It's not random sweeps. None of this is ever about fear, guys. It's about awareness. ICE operates inside a dense digital ecosystem of biometric databases, commercial data, interagency sharing, and open source intelligence. If you understand the system, you understand how enforcement actually works. And I am here to help you understand the system. Stay clean, stay up.